This is ChangeMakers with Katie Gore, finding the right solutions for the affordable housing community.
Welcome back to the second part of my interview with Demetria Simpson, the Vice President of Development at BGC Advantage. Demetria, you have over 20 years of housing and development experience. In part one, we talked about strategic design, leveraging funding, and community integration. But you can't do any of that without strategic key leadership. So I want you to describe for me your leadership style.
I am an empowerer. I empower people, making sure that they have the tools and the resources they need to do their jobs effectively. If we're talking about the leadership around employees, I've always said that it starts at home, meaning it starts at your office where you work. Getting your house in order for us to be able to go out and develop the communities that we serve or provide affordable housing and affordable housing solutions, we have to be in a position to be able to do that. And in order to do that, your people have to be prepared. And I spend a lot of time growing and developing my people to be in position to be able to serve within the community. How we provide customer service to our residents. They are not a number. They are not someone who lives in a unit. This is their home. Let's treat it as though this is their home. The type of service that we provide to them and the type of product that we provide to our residents is even more critical. I've always said that you want to be able to say, I can live here. If you can live here too, then you know that you're headed in the right direction. So in terms of my leadership style, I am a strong believer in developing and growing people. And I've always said that I empower on a daily basis. I am always lifting people up in order for them to be able to provide excellent customer service or whatever the case. They need to be in a position where they're confident in what they're doing, confident in themselves and confident in the work that they do. You know, I genuinely care about people, period. And I have a lot of passion for people, period. That's a special gift to have in terms of how I lead. Because I genuinely care about people, I tend to do more than what's expected of me. Now, do I expect everybody to be that way? No, I don't. But as a leader, and because I've been given the opportunity to lead, I know that my voice is important for people like the individuals and families that we serve and we're responsible for providing housing for. And I'm that voice for them when I go and sit in front of a city council or when I go and sit in front of the county commissioners on behalf of the people that we serve, because I've always seen myself as that voice. And so I think that's what's given me the confidence to lead in that space, is making sure that we're already fighting an uphill battle, because when you talk about solving poverty or addressing poverty, we're already fighting an uphill battle. That's why we have so many problems with getting the kind of funding that we need to build affordable housing, filling that gap, for the simple reason it's not seen as though it is important enough. But people like myself, I don't always think that when I speak, everybody listens. But I think if you have that compelling argument, or if you are speaking on someone's behalf, they will hear the passion in your voice. And a lot of times that's contagious. And people, in my experience, whenever I do open my mouth, whenever I do go and speak on behalf of the people that we serve, people have always listened. And I believe it's because they hear the passion that's in my voice. It's genuine. And that's what's really important as leaders. You have to believe in what you're doing. It's not about a paycheck. It's not about what's in it for me as an individual. You have to believe in what you're doing. And that has to speak in volumes when you open your mouth. You cannot waver from that. And if it's genuine, if you really believe in that, then you won't waver from it. And across the board, I have seen myself not having the confidence. I don't think it's really been the confidence, Katie. I think it's been more so, do I see myself as this great leader? I've never saw myself as a great leader, but I've always seen myself as someone who is extremely passionate about helping those who cannot help themselves, the most vulnerable. I've seen myself as someone with many talents, many gifts in this space, and always looking to be a part of the solution. And each of us have many gifts, and one of my gifts is the gift of resources. I have the gift of identifying resources to bring to the table to help to solve the problem. And that goes back to that question about forging partnerships and bringing the expertise to the table to be able to do what we need to do.
Well, you've definitely been recognized nationally for your leadership strategies and how effective you've been. And, I think about that person who early on called out your purpose and saying that you had a unique talent for helping people. That's also part of leadership, is recognizing within people, what their talents are. So, thinking about, as you look back, can you actually name somebody who has been a mentor to you, or how somebody impacted your life in this platform as you've advanced professionally? Is there a piece of this that, you look back now and you realize somebody that had this tremendous impact on you?
Well, I'm working for her now, Holly Knight. I'm not just saying this because I work for her now. Holly was the Office of Public Housing Director for HUD for the state of Mississippi when I first became an executive director of a small housing authority. That was where I really got the opportunity under her leadership within HUD, because she provided oversight for the housing authorities. I wouldn't say she was a mentor, but she taught me a lot, as she did with most of the executive directors. But because I was new in that space, I think I clinged more to her expertise in public housing.
So tell me, let's go through this. I want to hear what you and Holly Knight and what you guys are doing at BGC, because you guys are really impacting communities in the development realm. So, start to expand our awareness of the role that you guys are playing here, because you and Holly are a dynamo team here, and you really are almost an anomaly in this space, but you guys are so successful, not just in your region, but nationally. So I'm so anxious to hear this.
Well, first, let me just say, Holly has been able to recruit some of the best talent for her team. And it's amazing the people that she's been able to bring to BGC. And most of us, she has worked with in some capacity. And that's how you really do it. That's how you do it. You work with people over the years, and when you have the opportunity to form your own company, you go back and recruit those folks, and hopefully they'll join you. What makes this so great is that I always love to see women who own their own companies in the real estate development industry. Like you said early on, this is a space that's male dominated. And so seeing strong leaders and women like Holly in the real estate development world really makes me smile, gives me even more confidence because of what she's been able to accomplish as CEO of BGC. And I think in the last, the company, being one of the newest real estate development companies, has developed more than 100 residential communities, more than 4,000 units of affordable housing in over 10 states. BGC now has the corporate offices in Louisiana, offices in Mississippi, Texas, Alabama, and Arkansas. Over the last several years, BGC has leveraged over $600 million in development funding resources. And so, and have worked with 30 public housing authorities with their RAD conversions. So when I first talked to Holly, I didn't plan on, this was an opportunity, true enough, to move back south. But when I got the call from Holly, I wasn't expecting it, but it was an opportunity to me of a lifetime to, one, go back on the private side in real estate development, but to also work with someone who I have enjoyed working with in the public housing space, and someone who has taught me a lot. I think having someone who was able to teach me a lot while she was there, I contribute that to some of my successes and what I've learned. And a lot of times in this business of public housing, if you don't get that in the beginning, it's kind of hard to find your way. Because it's such a complicated space to be in. But today at BGC, having the opportunity to come from a housing authority and then work with various housing authorities right now, as Vice President of Development, I am responsible for creating the pipeline for the projects that we work on and executing those projects within the various states that we work in, and making sure that we are completing the due diligence and from the conception to, closing those projects and then beginning construction. And so coming from a housing authority, working on that side and then going to the private side, which I've done before, it does give us the advantage of having individuals who have worked in the public housing space and on the private side to really create a unique package, if you will, for housing authorities. We're not just transforming neighborhoods through physical development, but we're also creating the type of supportive services or residential services to help residents to get to self-sufficiency long term. And that's what community is all about. That's where we are right now when it comes to developing communities, is making sure they have quality housing, good quality housing, but also the resources that they need to become independent individuals and families with decent jobs and a pathway to self-sufficiency. So I'm only a few months in, and so much is going on. We haven't slowed down one bit through this pandemic. It's good to be busy, very good to be busy right now during these uncertain and unprecedented times. But I am excited to be on a team, and believe it or not, I don't know if you know this, but the company is predominantly female. And so it's wonderful to see a bunch of women who are in this space, who are leading and who are driving this vehicle of transformation across the country.
Well, Demetria, you and Holly and the team at BGC are doing such a fantastic job. And Quadell, we work with you in a lot of your different communities, and you guys just provide a stellar product. And you're such a crucial piece in this affordable housing, allowing more affordable housing and to really reface what affordable housing looks like. So, you guys are crucial here to making this success. So we definitely appreciate you and everything you guys are doing. So thank you. I mean, you guys are the absolute definition of change makers. You guys were crucial to have here on our Change Makers series. So thank you for the time. It's been great to catch up again. We will be seeing and talking to you more. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to Changemakers with Katie Gore. To find out more about Katie, go to quadell.com. That's QUADEL.com. This has been a production of Forbes Books Radio.